Finally, Jack Ryan.
Shadow Recruit. Okay, so Jack Ryan Shadow Recruit is a reboot from what I've heard of the Jack Ryan film series. This one is directed by Kenneth Branagh, who also stars as the villain in this movie. Jack Ryan is played by, or John Ryan, however you want to be. Yeah, for your purists out there.
Jack John.
Yeah. And he's played by Chris Pine, and in this
Captain Kirk.
Captain Kirk, yes. Starts up as a analyst, and then he gets promoted to a operative after a certain event goes on.
And Keira Knightley, the actress who I think is...
Yeah.
Oh my... I will say this. She looks so uncomfortable doing this. Her days from Pride and Prejudice are
and Pirates of the Caribbean.
Long gone. I mean, ever since Pride and Prejudice was over...
So join with me in my review of Jack Ryan Shadow Recruit. You saw him in my first review of the year.
Yes,
my pal,
I am
Joe
back.
Lamia. Yes, he is back.
I am back.
4 movies this month have been so terrible. Finally, the 5th one we saw was Jack Ryan.
3rd one I saw this year.
This was my 5th one. Yeah. Kenneth Branagh. Thank you, is all I can say.
Talented actor, so you could say that much. I mean, the guy's had a lot of experience doing direction.
Yes.
I mean, all the way from his Henry V and Hamlet days.
Yeah, this is a guy who knows not how to act, but to also direct as well. He knows how to do it.
But the one thing I will say is he needs to direct the action genre a little bit better.
He did a great job in directing this movie. This was actually a good movie.
I will say though, character development could have been a little bit better.
Yeah.
But that's not Kenneth Branagh's fault. That's the guy that wrote the script, which I don't know the name of.
His name was Steve Zalen, who also wrote, just to let you know, Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, the American version. He wrote that. Mm-hmm. He's also that's the one that comes to mind, but I know he's written some other great screenplays. This one is his weakest, I will say that.
Yeah, I mean, not every screenwriter is gonna have it's gonna print out gold every time. I mean, Shakespeare never printed out. Never always printed out gold, even though we talked about him all the time.
The best way I can describe this is that it's like a political version of a B. James Bond movie.
Yeah.
Not that's a bad thing. In this case, it was a good thing. There were some scenes where I was absolutely glued to the screen, but then there were some parts in terms of pacing. I was just like, okay, let's just get to the next scene, please.
It's very slow paced in the beginning, which is something, which is a cardinal sin in my opinion. You don't want to go too slow in your first act, which is really like the first half an hour of your movie. You need something to really capture your audience's attention. And unfortunately, you don't get to see that until... Like, what is it, the minute, which was
I'd say right when he goes to Moscow,
or when he goes to the hotel.
Yeah. If you guys are expecting like an action-heavy movie,
that you're not going to see.
This is more of a political thriller. It's a well-done one, though, I can say that much.
It's for what it is. I mean, this is something that I would say you would definitely take somebody to go see on a weekend.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But I wouldn't say it's worth $10, though. There are other things you can spend with $10, but we only paid $8.
Yeah, but this is January, so
even then I wouldn't pay $10.
This is so far the best movie of the year, literally.
It was Paranormal Activity, the marked ones, but they only held that title for 2 weeks.
Kenneth Branagh has restored my faith in the movie year. We've been getting nothing but garbage and garbage.
And we're probably gonna get garbage with I Frankenstein next week.
Fucking hell. In terms of acting, though, I think the acting was really good. Chris Pine, I think, did a decent job. He did decent.
Yes, but with what he was given, he did decently.
But really, the show stealer was Kenneth Branagh. He was the show stealer.
I would say Kevin Costner was.
Well, yeah.
I was impressed. He always impresses. I mean, I've always been a fan of Kevin Costner.
Oh, yeah, Kevin Costner is great.
Dances with Wolves, great movie. But honestly, then he had a really long time until he finally got his spark.
I have not seen Dances with Wolves. I have not seen it.
See it. Let's get into the technicalities of like the movie, like the meat and potatoes.
The cinematography specifically. Okay, guys, we have to admit, as much as we did actually have a good time with this movie, there were so many parts where we couldn't tell what the hell was going on.
Cardinals said when it comes to cinematography, when it comes to like just simple dialogue, they couldn't stay still. It's like it always had to keep moving. I don't know if that was an artistic choice or whatever, but I wasn't impressed by that. And especially the parts when they're on the plane and they're trying to find out what's everything. It's like, oh, you're tilting down at the wrong times. I can't even see who's talking. or it's panning and I can't sit.
I
don't know.
I mean, there was one shot I really dug where where one of the villains was stabbing a guy and the camera went like really fast paced towards him.
Oh
like
yeah,
that shot I really dug. That was a cool one.
It was okay.
Didn't
have that dramatic to it though.
Yeah, true. I mean, yeah, cinematography for the most part was the car chase sequences were
yeah, at least
great.
You can pay attention to
those
that.
Were
you can't
great,
screw
yeah.
those up.
I mean, other than some slight pacing issues here and there and some cinematography issues, it's a good January movie. So which is surprising because January sucks.
It's a bad month for movies.
It happens every year. Like the month of January is filled with garbage, but there's at least one movie that's good.
Well, because this was going to come out on Christmas, but they had to keep moving it back because of production reasons.
And for Paramount was also doing Wolf of Wall Street at the time.
Yeah.
So
that was going to come out.
Yes.
Early.
Yeah, basically like last year, I think Mama was the good movie that came out in January. This year, Jack Ryan is the good
Unless
movie.
I Frankenstein does really good.
I highly doubt that.
This is a Big Mac movie.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is, let's say you're a fan of Big Macs, or eating Big Macs. You know what to expect every time you take a bite out of it. Same thing with action movies. You kind of know what to expect from an action movie like this. I mean, if you're satisfied by what you saw, then it's okay. But if you're like me, that's just sitting in a movie theater and saying, hey, you know what? I'm expecting a little bit more spice and seasoning on my, my Big Macs. I need a little more flavor than
I see what you mean. You were expecting more.
Yes. I have very high expectations when it comes to movies. I've been a movie fan ever since I was 5 years old. I've been studying movies for a long time. And I expect a lot more when it comes to this. So I will say that for a casual movie viewer, this is perfect. In terms of technical, the whole technical side of this movie, you really can't say anything about it that really stands out.
Yeah, sure.
And some of it just really fails. I wouldn't recommend seeing this as for $10, but I would recommend seeing it if you were seeing it as a matinee price. I'm trying to save. I mean, I'm trying to save you people some money here. Out of 4, because I don't have enough to really give out of 5 stars, but I would give it a 1 out of 4, which is basically a 25% rating.
4 is just too low to do, and I can't go 10 because 10 is just it's just too big. I had a fun time with it. That was actually a good movie in the plethora of garbage that I've experienced so far in January so far. I'm gonna give this movie a 3.5 out of 5. I really enjoyed it for what it was. It's basically a B version of James Bond, but put political thriller elements into it, and that's what you get with Jack Ryan and Shadow Recruit. It's an enjoyable movie. I had a fun time with it. Guys, go check it out, especially if you're a Tom Clancy fan. Alright, so that was our review of Jack Ryan and Shadow Recruit. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and until the next review that you see Joey and I in together, we will see you guys next time.
Arrivederci!
Seriously, do it. Do it. Do it.